Hello, 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 and welcome back to 30 by 30, my vlog where I do 30 things before I turn 30 years old. Tomorrow is my 30th birthday, and I just can't believe that we're here today. I mean, I can't believe it, but holy crap, there were some times last year where I was like, are we gonna be able to make it to 30 vlogs before I turn 30? And here we are doing the last one the day before my birthday. I am so stoked. I just want to take a quick minute to thank everyone who has watched so far, and I am wrapping up this passion project and series with one final video. And it's a little bittersweet, but it's exciting too because we're moving on to the next thing. This video, we're gonna kind of look back at the past year, and it's going to be perfect to transition us into the next passion project. I actually pulled up my YouTube channel, and it's really cool because I made 30 by 30 a playlist, and so you can actually, if you missed any vlogs or if you want to go back, or if this is the first one you're watching, you can go back and watch any one you want. All 30 are on here. This will actually be the 31st since I did a intro vlog. But it's so crazy how like life takes you full circle, because here I am in front of the frame and here we are in front of the frame. And I guess this is a good place to start. So last year, 2021, Justin and I both chose the word of the year, create. I knew there were a lot of things I wanted to create, but I didn't know what form that would take until right around this time last year, when I just had this idea to do video content. You guys know I love puzzles, and what I realized going through the vlogs is that this is like a giant jigsaw puzzle. Like, I would have so many photos and videos and sound bites and just things, and I would kind of weave them in. Oh, and then the music, that's a whole other thing too. I had my first video here. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I watched this earlier, I was looking back. In that first video, I kind of walked through my past passion projects, and then I announced my next one, which is funny because I'm gonna be doing that in this video too. So in the description, I made the comment, 2020 was very tough for all of us, and it made me realize that life is too short, things can change in the blink of an eye, and we've got to make the most out of every single day. And at the time, this is like after a year of staying at home, like life slowed down a ton, and I was, in my mind, I was like, okay, if I vlog, I can get creative with stuff like around the house, or just, it would kind of force me to do things. I even said in here, because yes, even though we are still living in a global pandemic, there are still ways we can find magical moments in everyday life. So it's just funny looking back, because we're in like a totally different place now than we were back then. And at the time, the vaccines had came out the month before, but you know, it was kind of on a rolling basis, and I got my vaccine in April, I think it was April. And then I think things changed. Like, once people were vaccinated, it seemed safe to go out and do things and be with people. And honestly, oh my gosh, I went from things were so slow, and I was like thinking, oh, I'm gonna do vlogs to make life entertaining, and then just all these things happened, and life was moving a million miles a minute. And looking back, one of the things that I did was I created a note on my phone, and I wrote down my vlogs and I checked them off and put the date. This first vlog, my intro vlog, I did that in March. In April, I didn't do a vlog. In May, I did one vlog. In June, I did another. In July, I did two. You guys, then it was my half birthday on August 9th when I decided to take a solo vacation. It was just me, and I found an Airbnb here in Indianapolis, and I booked it, and I knew that I wanted to work on my vlogs. I honestly, when I went there, I thought I was just gonna crank out a couple, and like it would kind of gear me up to get on the track of like making vlogs. But I actually took that time to think about the things that I had content for. The other like really big thing that I did that night was I had gone through all my content that I had on my phone, and I created albums for them, which was great because the photos on my phone synced with the photos on my computer. Because one of the things that I learned with my very first vlog, the Weekend of Love, was that it took so long for me to like send video clips to myself, and it was a mess. I was like, I gotta do something better. So that was very, very helpful. After that, I felt like I was on it. I realized because it was my half birthday, it's so crazy. That means that if you cut 52 in half, that's 26 weeks until like tomorrow. I had 26 weeks and I had done 4 vlogs at that point. So that meant I needed to do a vlog a week to finish in time. The other thing that I realized is if something's not working for you, let it go. Like, if it's not working, let it go. I, at one point, had the idea that I was gonna post a vlog like every other Wednesday. And it just, with my schedule, like this is something I do kind of for fun, as a hobby. I'm not getting paid for this. Like I have a job, family, the way things fell sometimes, it just wasn't feasible for me. Like if this was the only thing I was doing, yeah, sure, I could probably post, like I could probably do one every other day. But I realized like that wasn't serving me to have a set date and time to post it. So what I did is I just started posting them once I finished them, which seemed to work out fine. I will say there were times that I was a little discouraged with this project. And I think a lot of times we base our success on the likes and the comments and the views of other people, which, oh my gosh, my poor friends and my husband, I'm sorry, because I was battling for like those months where I did like one vlog. I kept battling. Is this right? I don't know if this is what I should be doing. They encouraged me to keep going. I didn't know if this was right, if I should move off of YouTube and do TikTok videos, if I should make them shorter. It was a constant battle, but once I feel like I got kind of over my hump and I started getting some down, I think the big eye-opening moment for me, because in my mind I'm like, why am I putting so much time into it if no one's watching it? What I realized later on, after I had built up like probably like at least 10 or 15 vlogs, one night I was in bed and I couldn't sleep. I went to my YouTube channel and I was watching them, and it had been a while since I had seen some of them, and I was like, this is so cool. I was so proud of myself for actually turning content into footage that was on my phone, because I feel like a lot of times we take photos and we take videos and the content just lives on our phone. We don't do anything with it. And I thought, how cool is it that I've actually taken that content and I've done something with it, and now it can live on in its space here. So if I need to learn how to clean my oven, I can go back and I'm like, oh yeah, here's the steps. But yeah, I'm just so thrilled with what came out of this passion project. I'm so proud of myself for sticking with it when it was hard and challenging and I wanted to give up. When Brooke and I did our little, what did I call it? It was one of these vlogs. Oh yeah, I call it, when Brooke and I did our big kid sleepover, one of the questions she asked me is, because when we did it, we did like a mid-year goal review, and she said, let's fast forward 6 months, and looking at the other end of it, what would you be most proud of that you accomplished? And I, like, without hesitation, I was like, that when I turn 30, I will have done all 30 vlogs. I realized, like, you know what? I didn't need fancy equipment, a great backdrop, fancy editing software. It's so funny. Oh my gosh, a couple things. One, I remember when I recorded this, actually, I brought in, Justin had these lights that he bought for a baseball photo shoot. I like went around the house, I plugged in these like fancy lights, and I had my big camera that I put on a tripod, and it was a lot of work. And I realized, like, I need to keep this simple if I'm gonna continue on doing it. Like, I don't want to make it hard because I'm not gonna want to do it. So yeah, the quality may not be as great with the lights, but guess what? Done is better than perfect. At the end of the day, like, I know there's like, I remember rewatching one of my vlogs and I'm like, oh, I freaking have a spelling mistake in there. I realized, you know, I don't need my big fancy camera to do these. Like right now I'm recording on a GoPro, which I know is a little bit fancier of equipment. We've had this, we actually bought it for our wedding, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna use this. It is so easy to use, and it's good enough. The other thing is a lot of these videos, I didn't even use my GoPro or the fancy camera. I took stuff off my phone, recorded it, and then I used that footage. So you don't need fancy equipment, you don't need a fancy backdrop or lighting, like you make do with what you've got. And the other thing is, I just crack up because in this vlog when I'm doing my intro, I think I said like maybe I'll learn how to use Premiere Pro, I think that's what it's called. It's the Adobe video editing software, which I tried for a hot second, and you know what? I went back to what I knew, which is iMovie, which is a program that's been on the Mac. I've used it for some other video things, and I'm sure, like, I know it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it had what I needed and what I could do. And I found like some cool, like I learned things within iMovie, like how to do a voiceover. There's so many things that I learned. It's so cool to like pause and reflect and look back and see what worked and what didn't work. The other thing is, I called this passion project Project 30 the first video, and then after that I just called it 30 by 30 because that felt more fitting. Like, what's Project 30? 30 by 30 is more like you can kind of get what that is from just by saying it. One more thing too, because I'm just like, now I'm just on this like rabbit hole. These first couple videos I was a little nervous because I hadn't been behind the camera in a while. And also I like wrote out my scripts and what I was gonna say word for word, and I just realized that I like to jot down some bullet points, like here, just have an idea, like think about it ahead of time. A lot of these vlogs are things that I've like talked out in the shower or when I've been on a walk, and then when I go to record I actually have, like, I know what I'm gonna say because I practiced it a little bit. But when I had a script and I was trying to like, I like had it taped onto the tripod, it didn't make me seem like, I don't like reading from it. I like to just be genuine and in front of you and just say things how they come off. And I know that I say so and so many times, which I need to work on, but it just, I feel like you're getting me, and yeah, it's not pre-scripted, even though I did try the script route before. Behind you, actually, maybe I'll include it. I took a picture of it earlier, but there's a little whiteboard on some of the thoughts that I had. I am pretty sure I hit on all my points. I guess the last thing that I'm gonna hit on real quick is I thought about pivoting and going TikTok route instead of YouTube videos. And I think in my mind it's because, one, like they're either 30 or 60 seconds, like they're a lot shorter, so it would probably save me some time, because I actually earlier today I added up the minutes of all my videos that I have so far, because right now I have 30 videos and it's 360 minutes, which is 6 hours, and that's just of like recorded content that you could watch. If you double that time for like the time that was recording it and then the time editing it, which triple that because I watched it so many times when I edited it, that's a lot of time. So I was like, you know what, TikTok may save me more time, and I might actually get more views because TikTok has been a big sensation lately and a lot of people go there and watch videos. And what I realized is, yeah, that might have gotten more views, but I wouldn't have been able to convey my message or like my story in a way that I wanted to. Something in my gut like literally just said, you know what, everyone's wanting me to do TikTok, but I know that I need to be on YouTube. I kept asking like, should I do this? Should I do that? And you guys, the thing is, you can talk all day. You can talk to your friends, you can complain, you can have all these ideas, but really you've just got to sit down and get to work. So that's when things changed, when I sat down and I got to work and I started doing the vlogs and actually like putting them into iMovie, and when I finally decided, you know what, I'm not gonna learn TikTok, although I did do my one well, it wasn't TikTok, it was the Instagram reel, Candy Cane Lane. So that was fun, because also I didn't like know how TikTok worked, and I knew how iMovie worked, so sometimes you just need to go with what you know. This was so helpful for me to kind of look back and see like what worked and what didn't work. And tomorrow I plan on like celebrating my birthday by, you're gonna make fun of me, by watching my vlogs, because I'm like, what better way to kick off my 30th birthday than watch my vlogs. On that note, tomorrow I turn 30 and this passion project is ending. And I am so excited to kick off my next passion project. I like want to do a drum roll, but I don't have a fancy name for it yet. I'm still working on that. Basically, it's looking back before moving forward. I thought about calling it a weekly recap, which I might still do, which I like that. It's like weekly recap. I mean, one's W, one's R, but you get it. I actually got this idea from Carrie Dilly, who's pastor at Tribe Church, and she, every Sunday, she posts on Instagram stories a little recap of her week. She'll share photos and look back before she moves forward to the week ahead. And she actually got that idea from Emily P. Freeman, I believe. And Emily did the same thing, and I think she still does that too. So I realized how important and how valuable it is to look back before you move forward. And a lot, like I've said it before, but photos really help me remember things. And so looking back and sharing those things on stories, or the other idea I had was, instead of doing like, the great thing about this is I'm giving myself permission to figure out what works, and then we'll go from there. So in my mind, I'm thinking the story route, but I also had an idea on my blog, like the website, not the blog, to do like a monthly minute sounds too worky, like, because this is a fun thing, but a monthly little recap too, where I would just do bullet points of some things that happened that month. Because when you stop and pause and look back before you move forward, it helps you become better and stronger, and you can learn from things that happened in the past as we're moving forward. And I am just so excited for this. Oh my gosh, I forgot! I wanted to put on my 30th crown as I'm talking about things I'm going to do when I'm 30. So here we go! For my 30th year, I'm thinking every Sunday what I'm going to be doing is the story route. So I'll be kind of sharing some photos of things that happened during the week. And this also kind of takes the pressure off having to share everything in the moment, because that's another thing I've learned from looking back is I used to be so into like, I have to share as it's happening. What I realized is they don't, like, you're putting way too much pressure on yourself to do that. This is not goodbye, this is see you soon, because I will be showing up in just a different format. So you can catch me on Instagram stories sharing my weekly recap, and I'm going to start on this Sunday, which is actually going to be really exciting because this week Justin and I are going to the Big Apple, New York City. He's never been, I've been a couple times, but we're doing like so many things that I have never done before. So yeah, there will be a lot probably to share, and I'm an overshare as it is. Oh my gosh, this is very sweet. Before I go, my friends had a birthday party for me, not this past Sunday, but the one before that, from Tribe, and that's where I got my this nifty guy. But I also, whoa, I was like a balloon, so yay for 30. Here's to the next 30 years. Thank you so much for following along. I realize this is now currently at 30 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off. I guess 30 minutes for 30 years. But let's be real, by the time I edit it, it'll go down a little bit. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye. At 30, it just kind of like hits you different.